The Change That Is Coming, delivered by Ed Winters, is a chilling and heart-wrenching speech that was given to a large group of animal rights activists. My name is Melissa Dodson, and I am a junior at Wayne State University, here to give a critique of this speech. This speech was given at the official Animal Rights March in 2018. Throughout the speech, you can hear the frustration and pain in his words when explaining the change that needs to be done and how animals don't have a choice in life. I'm going to briefly discuss the notion of social justice and freedom of speech in America and how it relates to this empowering speech. We are lucky to have the right to speak freely about what we feel and think. We have basic human rights and a form of equality that allow us to voice our opinions. Because of this, speakers like Ed Winters are able to inform others of the truth and what industries try to keep hidden from us. Ed Winters said, "We must speak that truth." This refers to the truth of suffering, the truth of abuse, the truth of robbing a living being of its sense of life. This list goes on and was well delivered to show us that it will continue to do so until we bring change. While Ed was at a dairy farm, he said the farmers claimed, "You know this is what happens in the dairy industry. You know the calves are taken from their mothers within 24 to 72 hours of birth." The real question is, did you actually know this? This brings attention to the point of his speech where he is trying to make it known that a lot of their suffering goes hidden and unknown from society. This is beneficial because it allows for the audience to imagine what little life these animals really get to experience. They don't show this side of the story on a gallon of milk that you buy at the store, because who would actually want to buy it if they knew the truth behind how they got it? There's so much more to the dairy and meat industry that they keep hidden from us, because if they didn't, change in this industry would happen faster and a whole lot easier. Everything Ed mentions is eye-opening and makes change possible one step at a time. It's unappealing and disgraceful that the human race has caused so much pain and been so cruel to other species. For example, Ed explained the life of a calf right after it's born. He described, "The farmer took the calf, threw the calf into the trolley, and wheeled the trolley with the calf away. I followed the mother as far as she could go. I looked into the mother's eyes and I saw pain. I saw fear. I saw anguish. I saw her pleading for help, and I saw confusion. She had no idea why this was happening to her." Anyone who listened to these words could come to understand what it feels like to be confused and to not know why something happens to you. That feeling that we sometimes get is the feeling they constantly get. It's a constant feeling of intensified pain. I believe this is a crucial part of his speech and that everyone should hear it in order to make change happen. They feel the same things we feel, so the listener can put themselves in the animal's shoes and understand what we are doing to them. We have the freedom to fight for the freedom of others and for those who can't fight for themselves. In this case, the animals that are abused by our own people who don't have a say in what their life entails simply because they do not have a means of communication with us. The speech was very eye-opening and moving. I have a big heart for animals and believe that those of us who are good need to speak up for them. If I could make this speech more impactful and important than it already is, I would mention how the list of animals that never actually get to live their lives is endless. I would speak for the sheep that are skinned alive for their wool, the thousands of chickens that are shoved in a small shed without windows where they spend their very short life, the rabbits who are used for testing when we have other means to do so. This list is never ending, and change won't happen all at once, but this shows us that it needs to start somewhere, and that, as Ed Winters said, change is coming.